Hello everyone, this is Toasty and today I'm going to share with you another one of my Sims 4 speed build. This time I am sort of rebuilding something that I have done in the past. Not something that I've recorded before, but it was done before I started doing the whole recording speed build. But it is one of my very first Sims 4 builds. You can find it in my gallery if you just search for my original ID, toastibo, and you should be able to find it. It's one of my builds called All-in-One. It was built without any of the expansion packs or game packs available. I did it like when Sims 4 first came out, and it was one of my very first build. I was totally happy with the way it ended up with. The way it looked. I did the original build because I wanted something small. It was done on a 20 by 15 lot. This is done on a, I think it's a lot is called No Man's Land or something of that sort. It's in Windenburg. I deleted every single lot done in Windenburg because I wanted to rebuild everything from scratch. So, and the original build, the idea came from, I wanted something that has is small, compact, but at the same time quite open looking. I'm looking for a sort of like open living, but at the same time also has all the amenity of like everything that a sim will need to live quite happily. So that's where my original build idea come from. So whilst I was in Windenburg deciding what to do, this is not like my first attempt of building. This is possibly like, I think it's my second attempt. My original idea was just to build I still wanted to do modern builds, but I wanted something a bit more like island resort. And this is more practical looking, I find. It's sort of like my obsession with the small house movement. So everything has to be small and everything needs to be compact. And you have these like little nooks and crannies that I decided to do. Like if you can see it now that I'm just making it as open as possible. Nothing is worse than having a small build and you also close off the space even more to make it even more like claustrophobic. Imagine if it's actually a building and you have to live in a very small space. If you make it even like more cut off with different things, but not taking account whether you want to make it more open looking, that will just not be very fun to live in. And yeah, for Sims, maybe that doesn't even, well, it's a virtual game, so you don't have to take in consideration of what Sims think. But it's a nice kind of thought. Whilst we were like designing any build, it'll look nice as well. It would look quite nice if you want to take screenshots in game. So yeah, and yeah, like here you can see that I'm trying to give it more depth to the build so it doesn't look too square. The overall shape of the build is it's not the most exciting thing in the world. It's basically a rectangle with a bit of things attached to the side. The original build was literally just a rectangle but with a pool in front of it, but this time I added another space at the side because it's a slightly bigger lot. The original lot was 20 by 15, I believe, and this lot is, I think it's 20 by 20. It's like a square lot. I can't remember exactly how big it is. I think it's 20 by 20 lot. So it has a bit more space. So I just thought, why not add another piece of it? So the original build, I had no space for anything other than a bedroom, kitchen and bathroom. This time I have a bit more space to add a room, like a study room. We'll get to it later, but here's just I'm just figuring out what to do. There is no like door for entrance here. I mean, it is The Sims. If you cannot imagine in real life, obviously you need to actually have some sort of like big like you need a house door. But because it is the Sims, that it doesn't actually matter. Nobody's gonna go to your house and steal your stuff, and there's no weather involved, so it doesn't really matter if you don't have a door. But as you can see, these windows I have stacked together, it kind of gives the illusion of a, you know, those like window doors that slides open, kind of folds into each other when you open it. Those really beautiful like extensions you see in houses. Mostly I think I see it in my local area. People, like, when they put the extensions in the garden, they use these window doors because they saves a lot of space, and I thought it was a pretty neat idea of having them here and sort of give out the illusion of opening doors or oven, and it's kind of nice. It's a small build, so having that sort of open space also opening up and make it more, it seems a bit more interesting. And I also added more pops of color here and there, so it doesn't look too dry. I used a lot of the new content I recently purchased Get Together. It's so interesting. I love this patch. It has so many stuff I love, and it has the club system that I'm still experimenting with. Hopefully that I'll just still experimenting with all the new items that I have. I was figure out new things to do, like the whole dance floor thing that you can use it as a skylight. I might use that in my next build or something, because I feel like I'm more inclined to build more modern builds now that I have more tools at my disposal, so to speak. But yeah, I'm trying to give it more depth, so I decided to leave one bit of the foundation as it is. I think I definitely lower the foundation later on, because it is slightly bit too high. It's a bit ridiculous looking. You don't want a TV to be that high up when you're sitting down. I've tested everything. I've player tested everything in this house. I think everything works except maybe the TV. I'm pretty sure for whatever reason, I think the TV just doesn't work. It's probably because it's probably these, like, I don't know, shelving units I put in front of TV might have been blocking people being able to use it. But I wasn't too bothered whilst I was playing with the Sim in the game. Even without the TV there's enough of other entertainment things for the Sims to be like, well, you won't have any like less entertainment. I added other stuff in the house, so your Sims won't be having they won't have like a less choice of stuff to make them happy. So TV, I left the TV there anyway, because aesthetically looking, it's quite nice to have a giant TV in your living room. It just looks quite nice. And yeah, this is really the kind of like setup is very similar to my original build. Like, I have the living room that's sunken on the right, and then I have a kitchen, and then to the left of the kitchen is a kind of open bathroom, but with a few walls kind of hiding the actual bathroom, like the toilet and shower. Obviously things doesn't really matter that much. It's not like you're gonna Sims care that much, but if you kind of do it in like a realistic standard, obviously you don't want it to be this open. But bear in mind that this is in Windenburg, like the island part of it, so I'm assuming if in real life this is probably a private lot when you don't expect like public just walk in front of your private housing. So sometimes you do get these architecture like buildings in private lots that have very open floor plans, like they have mirrors and windows everywhere to letting the nature outside, which is very good idea, because I quite like the fact that you can like look from outside and see loads of greenery inside your house. I think that's a pretty neat idea. But the prerequisition, obviously, you have to live in a community when it doesn't actually matter so much that you have a very for your own privacy, and also you don't want to scare your neighbor if you walk around in your house butt naked. So And that's that. And I'm actually quite happy with the way this build turns out. The original build also something that I was pretty proud of. It was one of my first build I was completely happy with, and since then I have used my original kind of build so many times in my playthrough, because it's a very compact and useful build, I find, and it's very suitable for one seam or two seams maximum. I wouldn't go more than two seams. Maybe if you want to add it like a child family, maybe you can convert the attached room on the right hand side that later on I'm going to turn it into a study. Maybe it turned that into another bedroom for a kid. That will kind of work. You can even maybe separate that room into two parts, so you have one part study and one part bedroom, child's bedroom. Maybe that will work. There's definitely enough space to go around. I really like this kitchen as well. I added that espresso machine without knowing that it doesn't actually work. So if you want to add a microwave or a tea maker or any other machines, you can always get rid of that espresso machine and then put that in. There's enough counter space to go around. I'm so annoyed that you can't put more freely add things onto these half walls. I could have used 9 key and lift some things up because I had a move object cheat on, but I always find it's too much hassle, because things just, when you do move object cheats, and sometimes you change the wall when you want to change the wall color even, and it just deletes so many items that the game just doesn't understand why it's there, and it's just a hassle sometimes you kind of have to remember what you deleted or what got deleted, and just too much for me to bother with. So I generally don't really want to have too much fuss about move object in that sense. I only use it when I have to use it. I do quite a lot of move object cheat for the roofing, but we'll get to it at the end of this build. Yeah, this is I'm just working on the toilet, and I quite like this toilet. It's all of it's usable. It's a shame that I don't have enough space for a bathtub, but honestly, it doesn't really matter having a bathtub or not. Shower will do the trick, and if you into this small build movement, small build, etc. And shower is obviously a way better option than bath. Even though in real life, I love baths. Baths are just fantastic. I like showers, but bath, it's just, nothing beats a good soak. At the end of the day, if you have very hard work or went to school or whatever, you have stressful lives, nothing beats a good bubble bath. But showers are good as well. Showers are a very convenient way. It saves water, saves quite a lot of saves time as well. And yeah, this bedroom, this is actually slightly bigger bedroom if I remember from my previous build of sort of this build. Definitely the previous bedroom wasn't so spacious, but I kind of don't want it to be too compact, because I don't know why in previous Sims 3, Sims 3, if I remember correctly, Sims can scoot well on the bed. So if you have the interaction, say like woohoo, for whatever reason, Sims 4, you are unable to scoot on the bed. So I can't really place a double bed against a wall, even though it actually is probably more realistic speaking. If you have this sort of compact space, you kind of want your bed to be as compact as possible, but because you don't have the scoot kind of option to do it, so you can't really woohoo in bed, so to speak. And I found that it's kind of like less of an option. I kind of quite like be able to like my Sims to do most of the things without hassle, yeah, when I design things. And also I kind of added more colors and pop-up color here and there, because I just don't really want to. And this is the mirror trick that I learned off from, I think I watched Deligracy's channel, and she also did sort of like a similar, I think she did a similar mirror trick. I thought it was pretty neat, to be honest. I did figure out before that stuff does come if you put a mirror and you put a frame underneath, another mirror underneath, etc. Sometimes it shows through and it looks pretty awesome. But I never really used it before I saw her do it on her channel, to be honest. I don't know why, it's just not something that I really want to do. Yeah, I went a bit over the top, definitely, with paintings on it. But it's all kind of like interior designs also do with like individualized themes. If your thing is someone who paints, maybe you can obviously add more paintings onto the walls, like this painting that your Sims paints. But it's probably up to you. If you want to download this, you can always do so and make changes to whatever you want. Well, when you download it and to be suited to your scenes. I kind of imagine this sim to be quite of a environmentally conscious. I think that's kind of like a theme thing going on with my builds. All my sims tend to be environmentally conscious in a way, which is good. I mean, I'm all for like recycling, trying to use renewable sources, because Earth is finite. Our resources are finite in this world, and there's no need to like be so wasteful if there's an option. I mean, it's not like it's gonna detriment your living standard that much if you even take care of the whatever you spend and deserve. Well, just my opinion, really. Yeah, and kind of like I always wanted, like, all my things tend to have this sort of modern-esque recycle vibe to it. I really like this. It's not just like the idea of recycling, and idea of like saving the earth is so important to me, but more like I'm really into the aesthetic of recycled objects. I really like found things. I like going to charity shops or like going to see antiques and stuff. I like repurposing old things for like newer purposes. I just found it more interesting. Like, obviously I like new things too, but in some ways, like old piece of furniture, you want to like really old sofa chairs and you repurpose it and re-upholster it with like a new hip fabric design on it, and it just brings out more character, and it's like, it's a story, really. It's kind of yeah, I really like that idea. Yeah, I built this gym, but I did change it in the end. I changed it into a DJ station because I thought I already used so much of the Get Together part. I might as well take full advantage of everything in Get Together, might as well. So I did change the gym into gym. I can't pronounce some of the words. It's just very difficult to pronounce properly. But you know what I mean. Gym, G-Y-M. The things you have, these places I probably never go to because I don't go to the gym for exercise because I'm a lazy person. I prefer spend time in front of my computer, if you can't tell by the amount of times I play scenes and post videos and stuff. But yeah, I turn it into a bit of into DJ station, and there's a computer, so you don't have to rely on the non-working TV. I just don't know what's wrong. Sometimes Sims works. There's loads of stuff in Sims 4 that's way better than Sims 3, because I remember Sims 3, if you put stuff in front of each other, sometimes stuff just doesn't work. And Sims 4, most things, if you use the cheat, like the move object cheat, you tend to work. 9 out of 10 times things work, even if you cheat and put stuff on top of each other. But for some whatever reason, that TV just doesn't work. But like I said, you have loads of entertainment options in this house, so you don't have to rely on the TV. And also, if you have the Get Together part, your Sims will always be like invited to parties and stuff. So it might be a good incentive to get out of the house a little. I love these like graffiti wall and these posters. They're so cool. I really like it. And also, surprisingly, I was pleasantly surprised that that dance floor actually works. So even though it was like underneath everything, that dance floor kind of works properly, at least with one thing. I didn't test it with like more than one sim, but my household testing sim, she was completely fine going on the dance floor. I was really surprised. I was gonna just use it like a decoration, kind of like a floor piece, but apparently works, so I'm pleasantly surprised. Yay. Okay, that's, I definitely lowered the height of the foundation because it was a little bit too extreme. I attempted to put a pool back in because my original design had a pool, but I didn't because I wanted to put a garden in here. That's so to make it a little bit different from last time. My last build was built in Oasis Spring, I think, whichever that desert place was. I think it was Oasis Spring. I always get it confused with Willow Creek and Oasis Spring. I think it was Oasis Spring. So it was like a desert kind of themed area. So I had a pool in there because it's just seemed quite kind of appropriate to have a pool when you have a desert. So you don't really want it to be like you have somewhere to like relax in the heat of the day. You kind of just go in there. I have a little like frolic around in the water, but because this is an island and you have the sea right literally outside is the sea, so I thought it was really kind of beats the purpose to have your own pool when you have a whole huge sea outside. It's unfortunate that you don't have the option to like swim in the sea. I wonder if Sims 4 are going to put that back, because Sims 3 definitely had that. I think it was Island Paradise or something pack that had it. I never had that pack, to be honest. Sims 3 was like, I enjoyed playing Sims 3 quite a bit, but there was also, because I don't really like, I only like certain packs, and I think I bought only university and pets, maybe something else as well, in Sims 3. So I didn't really buy any more packs other than that. And then afterwards I lost interest in Sims until Sims 4 came out. So yeah, I really want a pets pack. I want an expansion pack with pets. I'm just obsessed. I want to have my little dog. I want my Sim to have dogs, and then maybe I can have like a dog lovers club or a kennel club going on with the get together pack, and that would be really cool. I just want little dogs. I used to be obsessed with pugs. I'm still obsessed with pugs. I was like, this really funny story of me on the train one time with my friends, and I was talking so loud to my friends that by the time I'm like 50, I want like 20 pugs on a farm in the middle of nowhere. And it's so loud, and as the woman was like sitting down, because I was standing up, she was sitting in front of me, and she stood up to get off her stop, and she said it to me like really seriously, to me like, I hope all your dreams come true. And then she left the station. I was half embarrassed and half impressed with the fact that she sat there and listened to me just gushing about wanting pugs for like 20 pugs, a farm. Just thought like, oh, this weird girl on a tube, just obsessed with pugs. I still love pugs. I still want pugs in the future. I don't have any pets with me because my housing arrangement right now doesn't really include, like, it's not really good for me to have a pet right now in my housing arrangement. So yeah, I just can't wait until the day I have a pug or a dog. I'm currently obsessed with these dogs called Keowns. They're just so cute. They're like a fluffy ball of fluff of happiness. Let's just put it that way. Okay, enough of me ranting about dogs. I am doing the trick that I learned off from watching Sing Supply's building channel. He used these tables to build up, like, to make it look as if you have a thicker, added more like architectural features, because usually you don't have such a thin roof on most builds. Yeah, one of the downside of Sims for building like roofing wise, it just looks really skinny, and it usually doesn't happen that way. Like roofings, you need to have a little bit of like thickness to it to make it look more realistic. So yeah, so he used these tables as a way of like make it look thicker. And if in Sims 3 you can use like the terrain way of cheating to get these sort of like kind of thickness you want. But yeah, I quite like this. It's quite an easy trick, but you just need patience. A lot of patience. It looks easy here as I do it because I speed up the builds by 6 times. So it looks quite quick, but in reality it's so fiddly. Sometimes something just will never be placed in certain ways that you want, and you have to make sure that everything's on the same height. Okay, that's me finished with the build. It's a very short one, but I'm quite proud of this. I'm really happy. You can download it on my gallery on Sims 4. Just search for my ID toastibo and you should find it quite quickly. Some screenshots. I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys too enjoy it. Let me know if you ever play it in games, or you want me to see me build something else different. I'll definitely build more for the Wind and Bird pack world in general. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll maybe see you guys all next time. Bye.